Okay, thanks. Excellent. I know the first thing I read every morning is the Daily DX. That's the first email I read here. Not much to report. 273 confirmed on FT8 and 300, get this, 330 confirmed on mixed. So I need two more or one more actually, but so it's like he said, it's going to be very difficult. Anyway, that's all I have out here in Fairfax, Virginia. Everything else is going well, and good to be at the meeting tonight. We'll see you guys next month.
Great, good to see you, and thanks for coming by. Bill, good to see you. N6WS, what do you have for us this evening?
Nothing really. This is the first meeting I've attended. So say hi to everybody.
Great. Well, you're welcome to come back anytime, and we usually meet on the and join us. Well, I think he joined us in the associate member. Yeah. So we have our meetings the fourth Wednesday of the month, and Zoom is perfect for you guys up in Orange County. So 73, and thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, I'm a lot further north than that. I'm up here in Napomo in St. Louis County.
Oh boy. Well, good. Ray, you're up next. How are things with you?
Things are well here. Thank you. I'm just monitoring. I wanted to see this talk today. I learned a whole lot. I've been a ham for 54 years, and I learned a lot today that I haven't learned in all those years. And it was sure a lot of fun. And I will be at the DX convention with my wife and hope to see some of you folks there. Other than that, nothing else. Thank you.
Great. Good to see you, and thanks for stopping by. Have a safe trip. Steve, how are things down under?
Hi, everybody. Thanks for letting me join in. And I never got the memo about you guys going on daylight savings time. So with all the technology on this computer and my phone and everything else, I didn't know that time change. So I got to hear the last 5 minutes of the presentation, and I know I would have enjoyed it. So shame on me. Anyway, I want to thank Jim Price. He's there today somewhere. I think I heard him talking. Because Jim,
Yep,
by the way, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, about a week ago, Jim wrote me an email saying that 6 meters was opening up to Australia. And I've never had any luck or interest in 6 meters. The last, 14 years or whatever I've been here, all I ever hear is the occasional JA on there. And I just never paid any attention. And son of a gun, the bands are open up and I didn't even know about it. So Jim lit a fire under me. And in the last week, I think I worked 6 or 7 Mexicans on 6 meters. There was an opening that was going for about 2 hours here, and it's all central Mexico, down by Mexico City. There wasn't any California in there. I also got Guatemala today. So 6 meters has really got me excited. I've had a chance to talk to some of the VK local VHF UHF guys, and as you know, a lot of those upper band guys are just crazy engineers. They go nuts with all these antennas and theories and technology and everything. So I'm falling into a new group of amateur radio activity. It was all FT8, by the way. And Jim Price, when he visited here a few years ago, sat at this computer and installed FT8. So Jim, if you're sitting there, thanks. I've upgraded it, but I'm operating what you got me started on. Other than that, everything's good here. It's the end of our summer. We're having beautiful weather, and the bands are just great. It's really a good time to be operating. Thanks for letting me join in. See you next
Great.
month.
Well, thanks for stopping by. And you would know that last week I wrote my presidential column and said nothing much on 6 meters around here, and then boom, everything came together this week.
Yeah, talk to Jim. Yeah, that's true. Good. Good fun, though. It's fun band.
Yeah.
I've changed my mind about it. It looks like it's going to be exciting for a while.
Right. Lou, you're up next. How are things?
Oh, hi. Sorry I couldn't make the meeting in the middle of a bunch of projects that I couldn't stop. Two comments. One has little to do with directly ham radio, but I was a judge in a science fair a couple of weeks ago for grade schoolers and high schoolers, and I was amazed at the technology these guys and gals. In fact, the best one was a lady, and these guys and gals had in the engineering area. The other thing was just a question, particularly given the presentation we had today, is what is I assume that somewhere where people are tracking FT8 works countries worked, and I wondered what the maximum anyone has in that area. Anyone know?
I have 306.
You have what?
306 was the number that we heard.
Yeah, I looked it up when I heard the other guy say how many he'd worked, and I have 306 confirmed on FT8.
Yeah, I have
Pretty good number. I didn't realize that number of stations were active on it, FT8. That's all I have.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for stopping by. Mike, how are things with you and Gail?
We are doing great down here. Of course, it's a ham radio wasteland down here. Can't get a license, can't operate. So I listen in once in a while. We got an FT9 990 down here and a vertical, but nothing from here. But I did just before we left, we were going through cards and things, and Gail said, "Oh, I got to apply for DXCC on some other mode or some other band or whatever." I said, "Okay, I'll check mine too." I realized I'd finally worked the last station I needed for Worked All Zones, so I applied for that. Supposedly it's in the mail and being held back at home. But so yeah, it's been quiet for ham radio. The system that we put in place, from 2 years ago from the DX Club works great. Love that radio. And what else was I going to say? Yeah, so it's fun. Back to you guys.
Great. Well, you're only a 30-hour boat ride from XF4, so we expect to hear you guys from XF4 in the near future.
But I can't get a license to even operate on the mainland or the Baja. So there's no way you're going to get a license to operate on an island, because that's one of the things that was specifically stated in the treaty we had previously, before they canceled all ham radio stuff down here, was that you were not allowed to work contests and you were not allowed to work islands.
More than arrow.
Yeah, well, you know what? There's a guy I knew down here who was a fixer, those kind of guys.
Yes.
He could get you citizenship. He could get you the driver's license. He could get you whatever. You said, "Can you get us a ham license?" Nope.
Great. All right. Well, take care and have a safe trip when you get back.
Come back Tuesday.
Oh,
Tuesday.
good.
So see you at next meeting.
Good. Joe, AA2IL, you're up next.
Good evening, everybody. I'd just like to thank Jim for inviting me to the meeting. Very informative, and I'm sure I've made some contacts with a lot of you guys, and so it's good to see some faces. Thank you.
Great. Well, thank you for coming by, and stop by every month. It's a great meeting we have here. I'm going to turn it around to the roundtable here. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, this is Bob, W6ACU, and I agree. 6 meters just came alive. And one of the days this last week when it was really good, I was having trouble getting to people, and it turned out I was on the wrong antenna for the whole time, and I didn't realize it till after the band went out. But anyway, it's just been great, and 10 meters as well.
Hi, Jim, K6ZH. Yeah, 6 meters is, I'm glad that I got a hold of Steve, because I was seeing, if you're active on 6 meters at all, when the last couple of weeks particularly, but in general, this time of year, we've been getting this transequatorial from here to South America. And if you're on very often, there's like a dozen guys down there in Argentina and Chile. And then once you've worked them, you've worked them. And then ZL's same way. It's another 8 or 10 guys active there. But when we get a VK opening, it's different. And so we've had several of them. That was why I queued Steve. Steve worked, you worked what, 2 or 3 California stations, right?
Only 3 so far. The band hasn't really opened since we had our kind of introduction there, Jim. I'm watching it every day, though.
Yeah, because you worked Trey, I know, N5KO, I don't remember. And we
Yeah,
heard somebody far from me. Anyway,
I can't
So-
remember.
But anyway, so but I worked on my first ever VK 3, 4s, and 5s, and 10 stations and 8 new grids. And Bud over there got lucky. He worked VK8. Oh, I saw him. Yeah, I did. I saw it. Yeah, go back through your thing there because I was almost going to call you and say, God, Bud, you got him. So, no, I saw it. Yeah. Yeah, upload it. Yeah, upload it. Yeah, because VK8 is not only a different VK, but a different zone. Anyway, it's been really interesting to work these guys, and then there's been you know, just occasional. Well, because VK9DX is there every night, and ZL7DX is there almost every night. And those guys were rare until they're not rare. But yeah, 6 has been pretty interesting. Now I've worked a few. I wanted to work the VU4 that was on the last week on a couple of bands, and he was. That most of the times he was spotted, I couldn't hear him at all. And the 2 times that I did hear him, he was working Europeans, and I couldn't crack the pile up. So anyway, but good conditions.
Steve, K6 RSH. I've had a lot of stuff going on, but what little I've done on the radio has been fun. Like every time I turn it on, I get another country I haven't had before. That's fun. But the other night, I always go to 6 meters first when I turn the radio on, just to see if there's something there. And lo and behold, there was an Australian station. So I'm automatically trying to hit it. I couldn't get the Aussie. Another Aussie popped up. Couldn't get him. But Norfolk Island popped up. I got Norfolk Island. So that was like, well, that's better than the Australian stations. So it's been fun. It's nice to be able to turn the radio on and get another contact. Anyway, hope everybody has fun, and I'll pass it.
AG6KA Noel, just waiting to put up my hex beam and then hopefully work more of the world. This weekend is the Northern California Contest Club's FT4 sprint. I'm excited about that.
This is Donald N6 VTF. I don't really have anything to report, but I guess I'm going to have fun. I've worked a few, nothing new. We're out there looking. The new ones are hard to come by. Out of the top 25, there's only 6 that I need out of that top 25, but there's more below that that I need. So we're still working.
Let's see. Yeah, like Jim said, the 6 meter Bud AE6BH here has been fun the last few days, and I saw the VK8 guy and I went after him. I saw where he was on the map, and I was like, ooh, and I kept calling him, but I never saw him reply. So I'll have to dig into the FT8 log there, the data, and see if it's in there. But I did get the VK VK4 here, and I thought there was a VK3 in there too that I got. So what was disappointing was the 6 meter guy on New Caledonia, who I could see was hearing my signal loud and clear, but he would not reply. He was calling South America. He kept calling South America. He was doing CQSA, and I could see on the date, the map, that he was getting my signal pretty good, -6, 7. Yeah. Yeah, SEA and SA, yes. Yeah, I saw him too, but he didn't respond either. But I'll keep going after him. But I've got quite a few this last week here, and the good one was Comoros, of course. That was my one I didn't expect to get, but I got him. So good week.
KB60, Michael, nothing to report.
Tom, W0NI, no report. Jim, K6SMT, no report.
This is Rob, WA3IHV. I just wanted to mention about the ARRL DX contest for sideband a few weeks ago. It was spectacular. I just operated a few hours on 10 meters and worked 102 distinct entities in just maybe 4.5 hours. So it was, yeah, so it was pretty spectacular. That's about it for the roundtable. Anyone have anything else? And otherwise, we're going to go to our raffle here.
I'll make a comment.
Sure, go ahead.
I forgot to mention that Gail's on another conference call in the other room on Zoom with the ARRL scholarship committee, and they're giving out a lot of money. So if you know any college students, they should apply right away. Also, don't forget the DX convention is coming up in Visalia on, I think it's the 10th of April, so not too far away. And in addition, the contest you're talking about, there's WPX SSB, I believe, is this weekend too. Back to you.
Okay, thanks. I'm going to turn it over to Bud for the raffle now.
We don't really need a mic.
Okay. I don't think so. Any other business, old or new? Plenty of old business in this room. Okay, 73, you guys. See you next month.
You all